We are looking at section 3 of our study guide now. It says 6.2d, I can order a set of rational numbers arising from real world and mathematical situations. So this one says that a table shows the amount of time 4 students practice the trumpet one day. It says list the students in order from least amount of practice to the greatest amount. So the first thing we have to do is we have to get everything in the same form. So we're going to change everything to decimals. To be able to change a mixed number to a decimal is I know that all of these are going to start with 1 because these all start with 1 and something, 1 and something, 1 and. So they're all going to start as 1 and. Then we have to change our decimals, our fractions to decimals. So I'm going to take 2/3 and I'm going to do 2 divided by 3. 3 goes into 2 0 times. So I have to add a decimal and bring it up. Add a 0. 3 goes into 20. 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. 20 minus 18 is 2. So then I can add a 0 and bring it down. 3 goes into 26 times. 6 times 3 is 18. 20 minus 18 is 2. And as you can see, this is just going to keep repeating. So this is going to be 1.66 repeating. Now, I also know that 1 and 1/2 is the same thing as saying 1 and 5/10 or 1.5 because that's 1 and a half. But because the first number already has 2 decimal places, I also have to have 2 decimal places. 1 and 1/4. 1/4 is also one of our benchmark fractions that we're supposed to know. But if you don't remember, 1 divided by 4 is 0.25. And then we have 1 and 7/12. So we're going to take 12. We're going to divide it by 7. 7 goes into 12. Actually, no, we're going to take 7 and we're going to divide it by 12. 12 does not go into 7. So I'm going to bring it up. Add a 0. 12 goes into 70 5 times. 5 times 12 is 60. And so I'm left with 10. Add a 0, bring it down. 12 goes into 100. 8 times 12 is 96. So I'm left with 4. Now, we could keep doing this as many times as we needed to, but because all of my other place values only have 2 decimal places and I'm at 2 decimal places, I can stop. And now it wants us to do the least amount of time to the greatest amount of time. So we're looking at all of our place values. Well, the least amount of time is going to be Ryan because he has 1.25. The next smallest number is 1.5, so it's going to be Gus. And then we have 1.58, which is Jacob. And last but not least, we are going to have Cole. Now, our next question says, during 1 month, 4 trees at a nursery increased in height at the rate shown below. 8%, 1/12, 16%, and 1/20. It says list the numbers in order from greatest to least, so they want the biggest number to the smallest number. So we have to make sure that each of these get changed into a decimal. 8%, so if I want 8%, I have to divide it by 100 to get it to be a decimal. 100 cannot go into 8. 100 cannot go into 80, but 100 can go into 800, so it's 0.08, and I'm going to list that over here. So 0.08 was 8%. So now I need to find what 1/12 would be. So we're going to do 1 divided by 12. 12 does not go into 1. It does not go into 10. But 12 does go into 100. It goes into 108 times. So we get 96. 4, add a 0, bring it down. 12 goes into 23 times. So this is going to be 0.83 repeating. If you did work this out, we would get 36, which is minus 4. And if you notice that 0.40 is going to keep repeating. So because we went out to 3 decimal places here, we need to go out to 3 decimal places here. So I'm going to leave that as an 80. The next thing I need to figure out is what 16% is. To change a percent to a decimal, we divide by 100. 100 cannot go into 1 or 6, so I add a decimal and I add a 0. 100 goes into 160 one time. 1 times 100 is 100. I'm left with 60, add another 0. 100 goes into 6 600 6 times. We get 600, we get 0, we're done. So this is going to be 0.0 or 0.16. And then we have 1/20th, which if we divide 1 divided by 20, 20 cannot go into 1, 20 cannot go into 10, but 20 can go into 100. 5 times, it is 100. We subtract, so it's 0.05, but because all of these have 3 decimal places, all of these need 3 decimal places. So we're looking at all these with, now, if we pretend like the decimal is not there, it wants the biggest number. We have 160, 80, 83, and 50. So this is going to be our largest number, our second largest number, our third largest number, and our smallest number. So we would order them as 16%. No, 1/20. Yeah, 16%, 1/12, 8%, and then 1/20th. I hope this helps, and have a great day.